Here we have an example of an odd function. Notice I started with 0, and then I notice that if I plug in a 1, and I take the cube root of 1, we get 1. If I plug in negative 1, the cube root of negative 1 is negative 1. There's a pattern that starts coming out. If I plug in a 2, the cube root of 2 is about 1.25. If I plug in a negative 2, it's negative 1.25. The same number, except opposite. That is what we call an odd function. An odd function is a function where if you plug in two opposite input values, your output values are the same, just opposite. Notice negative 4 gives you negative 1.58. Positive 4 gives you positive 1.58. Now we can see that in the graph. And the graph looks something like that. Oh, yes, it works. The graph looks something like that. I do want you to make a quick sketch of the graph in your notes. But before you do, let me get your eyes up here. Notice that if I pick any two input values that are opposite of each other, for example, 2 and negative 2, they are the same output value, they're just going in opposite directions. See that? Positive 2 is up here, negative 2 is down here. Doesn't matter where I go. If I go all the way to 6, that's about 1.8, 1.9. If I go over here to negative 6, that's about negative 1.8, 1.9. So that would be considered an odd function. And that's an example of an odd function.